think by giving these options to company and seeing the results, yeah, it's maybe part of the game, but holistically it will affect any action that the user will do in terms of even, game time revenue, session length, etc., but also organic traffic, because they will be so excited about the fact that they did something only by playing that they will want their friends and family to take part of it as well. So this is why you will see a very high share rates, and therefore I believe that the studios will get a very high download rate.
Okay, welcome everyone. I'm Tabarak from Tenjin, and today, in honor of Earth Day, we're diving into a conversation about how app developers or publishers can contribute to environmental sustainability. And joining us today is Yael Takomi, who's the gaming director at Dots.eco. She'll be sharing some insights on how app developers or publishers can leverage Dots.eco to not only make a meaningful impact, but also boost various metrics and KPIs such as retention, player engagement, monetization, and more. So, Yael, please introduce yourself and also tell us a bit about Dots.eco.
So first of all, it's a pleasure being here. I'm Yael. I've been in the industry, like the gaming industry, for almost 6 years already. Did multiple roles. The beginning of my journey was part of Playtika, doing mainly product monetization through various of games. Then I moved on, worked at Meta Gaming for a while. Been in Dublin, it taught me a lot about recycle and things. And then start to travel a bit in Asia. And I don't eat meat. I'm a pescatarian. I run a lot for the ocean and etc. So I always looked for ways to take my passion from gaming and everything I know already and the knowledge, and combine it with my personal passion to do better for the world. And then I met Dots.eco and Nadav and Daniel, the co-founders, and their mission, and I felt very aligned with that, let's say. And I wanted to bring all of the industry that I really fall in love with, which is like the gaming industry, to take part and take responsibility on how we can contribute to the fact that we can change the universe.
That's a wonderful sentiment. And with that, I just want to dive into my first question for you today. So as a gaming developer or a publisher, how does it benefit me to integrate with Dots.eco?
So Dots.eco, as we said, it's a SaaS platform for making an impact. So when you integrate with us and we work across the industry, you can see it benefits the game from starting, user engagement, retention, to uplifting revenue, and even user experience in terms of a game flow, level design, and etc. It's really dependent on how you will integrate our offers into your product or live ops, or even your community goals. So we have multiple ways to integrate in your product and user experience. And usually what we do is we work really closely with the teams, start to brainstorm together about the whole experience, the impact types, how it can integrate really well with the game design as a whole, game flow, user progression, and etc. So it can benefit in so many ways, and usually it will be very dependent on which KPIs you want to focus on. And based on that, usually the integration goes.
Mm-hmm. And I think another thing we spoke about earlier is that it can unlock a whole new user base for, games. In terms of you attract more people who are very conscious about the planet, right? And who would want to make an impact, basically.
Yeah, so think about it. It's like we are a technology-based company. So our solution offers not only another user experience in the game, we're actually giving our partners a special certificate. What it means is every time that you integrate us in your solution based on a specific milestone, let's say we decided that it will be reasonable to put it as part of a battle pass or part of a level completion in a way. So every time a user will reach to that point, you will get as a present a certificate. This certificate, it's a unique certificate, which can be customized as the event, the look and feel of the brand, etc. But the special effect of it is that you can share it online via all the social media. So users are very, very connected to that in terms of emotionally, because they did something based on the regular habitat in playing, but they also contribute to something bigger than them. A lot of users most of the time will not know how they can contribute. Let's say they want to plant a tree and save a baby sea turtle, and here they can do that. And after they get the certificate, the share rate is very, very high. They share it all over the social media. That it's like over 20% of sharing. That
Mm-hmm.
these shares, let's say somebody just played House of Fun or any other game that you work with us, and they put it in their Facebook pages or Instagram account, their friends can see it. And then after they click on that, it's becoming a common play now, download, etc. We see a click rate that goes through new downloads in terms of 6 to 7% new organic downloads, just by wanting to take part of these initiatives in the game and making an impact. So it can be like a really good tool in terms of organic traffic, new installs, new DAO, as far as I see it. Holistically, we have so many solutions that can contribute to marketing, even like retargeting, retention. So it's part of our solution to help gaming companies do something good, but also get new
Mm-hmm.
traffic and new DAO.
Yeah. And when you say like, it helps increase metrics or boost KPIs, I think the slide is pretty relevant. Maybe you'd like to go through it.
Yeah, so we are very strong in gaming, which is our main focus. I personally, I'm a gamer. I love games. I play multiple genres, but we also work across multiple industries. And what we see in every time that a company is integrating us, first of all, the positive reaction. So the brand, in terms of awareness and the way users feel through that brand, is increasing dramatically. In terms of ROI, most of our integrations are very ROI positive. The fact that users want to do more, but sometimes don't know how. Here we are coming and solving that. Like imagine, I know that I always wanted to do better, and I always think, okay, I want to save a baby sea turtles, but how can I do that? Like I'm surfing a lot, scuba diving a lot, and for me, trying to understand how can I help this kind of activities, it always was like, okay, I don't know. And here, Dots.eco allowing users to actually take part of it. So every time you integrate us, even if as part of the PO offer or etc., you will see an uplift in revenue because users will, the emotional part here, like the trigger, will be very, very strong. So you will see more users want to take part of the PO offer, or completing more levels, or taking part of the battle pass, and etc. So this is why you will usually see revenue uplift, more paying users, even one-time depositors usually don't pay. You will see that in these kind of activities they pay. The brand, in terms of awareness, even in the stores, a lot of the time, which we can't promise, but a lot of the time you will see that the stores really love what we do, and you will get a feature in the store. So in terms of holistic view of how a game can contribute to the universe, but also get very ROI positive, I think that Eco is a best solution to do that.
So then, as a game publisher, my players are
Mhm.
not only inclined to play more, but also invest more in playing the game because they genuinely empathize with the cause and find a sense of purpose in it. And so, as a game publisher, again, not only am I contributing towards saving the planet, but also, boosting my business metrics, which are, of course, very important to me.
Yeah, I think players you will see them playing longer even, just
Mhm.
because they want to take part of the live up or the feature or however you will integrate that. But in the end of the day, the result will be the same. It's like, I want to take part of this mini game, so because it's like part of an eco initiative that we decided as a company, you will see more users going into the more levels, more session time, more length, even more session per day. And I love to see that, like as a gamer and as a professional that's coming from gaming for a while. For me, it's like super interesting and exciting to see that metrics like, planting trees or saving a baby sea turtles can literally, like, it's a win-win situation for the user in terms of experience and the way he feels about the game, but about the impact itself. But also for companies, like when I was sitting in this kind of, teams in Politica and Meta, and you need to think about new and innovative way how you can bring new content, interesting content, innovative content to users. I think this is it. It's like you can find very innovative if you will integrate it correctly into the game.
Right, right. Interesting. Okay, so let's talk a bit about how it works, and maybe you could show
Mhm.
us what the process looks like.
Cool. So usually how it will work, you can integrate Dots.eco in so multiple ways. It can start from API to Unity SDK, even with Braze. It's really depend on how the code of the game is written and how it will be very smoothly integration for the teams. I can share that it's a very easy integration. The maximum I heard took a studio was an hour, even less. So in terms of that, it's very smoothly. Our tech team will guide you and support you in everything you need. Usually we do like onboarding calls and etc. And we are very dynamic. So we love challenges. So I didn't heard about any challenge that we didn't manage to solve. In terms of impact types, so we have two ways you can integrate us or choose if you want to focus on an eco activity. And there we have 8 main pillars that we are focusing on. Like, I love to call it land, ocean, air. You have multiple ways of impact, like planting trees or restoring coral reefs, protecting land from wildlife, and etc. Or because we believe that, making an impact and changing the world is like eco and social together. So we're now starting to onboard more and more social focused project. But also, if you can go back to the previous slide, you can also use our technology and onboard if you already working with any kind of NGO or impact partners that you usually work with. You can start and onboard them into our platform and use our technology in terms of tracking and etc. And do that as well. So the flow goes in a way that if you can go to the other slide. Yes, so the flow goes like this. Usually, a studio would choose which impact you want to focus on. So let's say here we chose protecting a baby sea turtle. When a user will open the app, he will know what is going on in the app. The communication in terms of, you need to reach to a certain level. If you see in the slide, you will see that here it's reaching to level 3. When you will reach to level 3, then you will get the option to get the impact that you've been gifted. Here it's like protecting a baby sea turtle. When it's initiated, what will happen is, first of all, you will get the certificate. As I said, the certificate, it's a unique certificate. It's shareable, it's customizable with the look and feel of the brand. But also this unique ID, you can come and track the impact on our platform and see in every given time what is going on with the impact. Like if it started already on the ground, if so, what is happening, and etc. And you can share it. After you share it, as we said before, you will see average of 20% share rate, which will translate it into between 6 to 7 new the traffic downloads, like new organic traffic downloads. And this button can be customizable to any call to action that you want. Usually it will be, play now, download now, etc.
Yeah, I think that's one of the things that I found super interesting and also super helpful for app publishers. That once a user or a player shares the impact they have made on social media, it actually leads the user who's seeing it and clicking on it to the app store and can lead to more downloads for my game. And I think 6 to 7% download rate is pretty significant in my opinion.
Yeah, I'm happy that we have the option to support even this. In terms of Dots.eco, as we see it, we see ourselves as a 360 solution because we believe that making an impact, it's something that all of us need to do. And when we work together with these companies, a way to influence. This is why we call Dots. It's like one dot is responsible for multiple changes in the world. So I think by giving these options to company and seeing the results, yeah, it's maybe part of the game, but holistically it will affect any action that the user will do in terms of even, game time revenue, session length, etc., but also organic traffic, because they will be so excited about the fact that they did something only by playing that they will want their friends and family to take part of it as well. So this is why you will see a very high share rate, and therefore I believe that the studios will get a very high download rate out of this share rate.
Right. So that dot has a ripple effect, basically.
Yeah, exactly.
That's interesting. So next I wanted to talk about that. So it's not only that, as we just discussed, that with Dots.eco, you can bring more users to the game, but even those who were already playing the game at some point and then stopped can be reminded of the game and come back eventually via your ongoing communications tool. So
Right.
So in that sense, it's also super helpful to retain users, right?
So imagine a user already did played and took part in all 6 activities. What we wanted to offer is like a trophy or an album based on eco activities he did. So we released another feature called the in-game green wallet. How it will look like is like a user, because we have a unique ID to every impact he did, he can open it inside the game and it will look like an album or like actually like a trophy. It really depends on how you will implement that as a gaming studio. But in the end of the day, for them, it's like to go and see all the dots he did globally in any kind of activity he did ever in this specific game. It's enormous in terms of satisfaction for the user. It's like any album or token that they can take with them, and they can be very proud of the fact that yes, I played, but I also did something. So seeing all of this,
Yeah.
I'm a sports lover, so for me, I'm most of the time I'm looking at it as like a medal or trophy cabinet, because it's like something that you can open and show your friends, look, like I played, but I did so many impact on the world. Like also I also planted trees, but I also like save the baby sea turtle or clean plastic from the ocean and etc.
Yeah. And you're proud of it. So you want to share it and talk about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, makes sense. What are some of the game publishers you're working with and how has their growth been so far?
So I'm glad you're asking it. Pretty much we are all over, let's say. It's starting from Playtika to SciPlay to Belka Games and Redeco, Wuga. It's like if you want, we have like I have the first slide that you can use, show all of the gaming companies that working with us. So as I said, like we are growing dramatically, like month over month. The industries already know and see our capabilities. As I said, like we are very tech savvy. We believe that making an impact is important also in a technical way. And we are onboarding more and more clients. And what we see, as we spoke in the beginning, is that users really love to be part of it. So a lot of games already invented like an in-game brand that every time the activity, like a green activity, is being part of the game, users already waiting and wanted to take part of it. But also in terms of KPIs, usually we will see revenue uplift every time this activity is going live compared to regular activities. You will see a high difference between regular activities to eco activities. We have a lot of case studies that you can see in our sites that shows numbers and the data based on different activities like Belka games and like Wuga and like SciPlay, which I will love people to go to our site and see. I think the fun fact for me is to see that it's not only revenue, it's also engagement, it's also session time. And a lot of the time is just the fact that users are very proud that the games that play actually take these kind of initiatives and do things like this. So the KPI perspective will be always like, in numbers, you will see engagement, session length, revenue, etc. But also I feel it's like a wave perspective, because you will see them playing longer, but also, as we said, like support the game in a way that they will share it with their friends. So it's bringing new DAO to the game.
Right.
Yeah.
Are you able to share some numbers, like, for example, how much revenue increased or how much retention increased since publishers integrated eco rewards in their game?
Yeah, so I think a good example would be, let's say, for example, Belka Games did a case study. They integrated as part of their PO offer, like they have a rolling offer in their game, and they wanted to see if they will integrate that with an eco rewards compared to regular offers, how it will influence the revenue as a whole. So we aimed to, let's say, at least 10% uplift in the end. After the activity ends, it was 18% uplift in revenues, which was for us super exciting to see the buzz and the willingness for users to being able and want to pay more because of the 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 incentivize based not only on chest or extra life or extra coin, etc. Like the fact that they could save a baby seat total actually push them to pay more.
Okay, so I think another topic that's really important to elaborate more on, and I think you've mentioned it a bit in the beginning, is integration. So, how can I, as a game publisher, integrate eco rewards into my game? Is it easy?
Super happy for that question. So working with us and integrating us, it's super easy. I know a lot of services provided will say it, but as the one that used to be on the other side that needed to integrate third parties, I'm happy to share that it's very easy to integrate us. We have multiple ways of integration, starting from Unity SDK to API through Braze even, and our team will always guide you and support you. The way it will usually go is we will do a technical call with all the POCs from our side, making sure that you understand everything. If you have any kind, of questions or challenges, etc., our team is very is very dynamic. So even if you will face any kind of challenges, we will always find a solution for you and work with the teams hand by hand to make sure that everything is aligned before going live.
Right. Amazing. And after integration, what other work do game publishers or studios need to do to ensure that everything is working correctly?
So most of the time, what we will do is we will have like a brainstorm session with our team, making sure that we will find the right impact and then understand like how we want to integrate it as part of the game or as a community or collectible goal. We have a lot of advisors in terms of monetization point of view. You have myself, but also we're working with a lot of monetization experts from the industry that our main goal is to support you holistically, because we're working with so many games to bring fresh ideas to the table and make sure that any KPI that you want to support via this initiative or via this incentive in your games will work smoothly. So we will build usually the plan together, going through all of the mechanics that we want to support when you put new incentivize into the game, and then usually we will have an art discussion, a creative discussion, and we will introduce you usually to our social media manager, which will help you uh, after the onboarding to think about the holistic view of how you can utilize it in terms of social media buzz and etc.
Mm-hmm. Great. So those are all the questions I had for you today, Yael. Thank you. I think this conversation was very insightful. I will be sharing some relevant links in the description box. And if you guys have any questions for Yael or for myself, please write them in the comment section. Also, if you are in the mobile marketing industry and are interested in the latest mobile marketing trends and conversations, please like and subscribe to this video and stay tuned for more. Thank you.
Thank you.